Good morning everyone, I'm Nora Matthews of grade 9A and I'm going to speak for the topic. Yes, I agree that the journey of the women has been truly admirable. Women are now self-sufficient, well-aware and financially independent. They have attained immense success in every field, whether it is sports, politics or academics. With the encouragement of co-education, women are now marching side by side with men in every walk of life. The role of women has changed tremendously and they have been able to create a positive impression in the society. From housewives to CEOs, the transition can be seen at an accelerating rate. Modernization and the advent of the latest technology have brought hope and opportunities for them. They have established themselves socially, politically and economically in almost every field. Women are no longer considered unfit or weak for military or for other defense forces. Recently, Avani Chaturvedi has set a perfect example and has created a milestone by becoming India's first female fighter pilot. Women have not only touched the sky, but they have also touched the space. For example, Sunita Williams. Earlier, women were seen only as housewives who projected to cook, clean and take care of their family. Today, along with handling tough clients at offices, they successfully multitask at home too. Women are more focused and have a unique decision-making power even at senior leadership level in the most optimal manner and at times are in a better position than men. Women are the primary caretakers of children and elders in every country of the world. International studies demonstrate that when the economy and the political organization of a society change, women take the lead in helping the family adjust to new realities and challenges. Thus, I conclude that the journey of the women has been truly admirable. Thank you.
A woman with a voice is by definition a strong woman. India is indeed developing and becoming a better country. Many rights of women have been recognized. It is true that many women have reached high positions in various fields, including politics. There are also biographies of many famous women, including actresses. But does the country have any answer to the fate of women who have been victims to domestic violence, sexual harassment and rape? There have been many reported cases of such actions against women. This includes 30 notable cases of rape, with 250 other cases from the previous decade alone in India. More horrendous, a lot of criminals have been sent off with just a small warning or a punishment. The situation of these victims was terrible, with nothing in hand to defend themselves. The government, along with the previous governments, have done very little to help the vulnerable people. Let us take the example of the Nirbhaya rape and murder case in 2012, where a 23-year-old intern was gang raped and beaten to death in the capital of India, Delhi. But 8 years were required to bring out the final verdict as per the judicial norms. But unlike this case, many accused people have been left with a small punishment or just a warning, or even they have not been convicted due to the lack of sufficient evidence. Trials against many cases for violence against women are being prolonged indefinitely. Women are still very vulnerable while going to places all by themselves. Also, they are denied equal rights in many cases. The dowry system is still in practice and many educated women are not allowed to work outside their homes. It is sad to know that India ranks 20th from the bottom in terms of representation of women in the parliament. Girls should be taught self-defense from their school days. In conclusion, though women's position in the society has improved, there is still a long way to achieve total gender equality. Thank you.
There's nothing stronger than a broken woman who has rebuilt herself. A very good morning, respected teachers and my fellow opponents. I hereby stand to debate on how the journey of women empowerment in India has been truly admirable. In the pre-independence period, the status of women within the country was in a deprived state. The major cause of this was the prevalence of male dominance in the society. Due to this, the position of women was undermined. The major responsibilities of women were dedicated towards the implementation of household responsibilities. They were not allowed to express their ideas and viewpoints. In addition, They were subjected to various evil practices such as sati, polygamy, child marriage, and female infanticide. During the independence struggle, various leaders like Raja Ram Mohan Roy and Swami Vivekananda launched many struggles for the freedom of women and also helped them fight against these evil practices. Even after independence, many women empowerment programs have helped women secure their rights and freedom, as a result of which women are now given important positions in government jobs and other organizations of the private sector. They are now considered equal to men. These women empowerment programs have facilitated the launching of many government schemes like the Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao Yojana and the Mahila Shakti Kendra. While the former was launched on 22nd January 2015 to generate awareness and to improve the efficiency of welfare services for the girl child, the latter was launched in 2017 to empower rural women with opportunities for skill development, employment, health and nutrition. We can also see that many successful women such as Indra Nooyi and Mallika Srinivasan are CEOs of very big multinational companies. Nowadays, women also play a very important role in various fields like medicine, education and business management. Indeed, these are examples of the success of women empowerment in India. Thus, it becomes evident that the journey of women empowerment in India has been truly admirable. Thank you.
Everyone is told that they can be whatever they want. But the same people who say these things also ask the question, well, what are you going to do? Engineering or medicine? Or even, are you going to take sciences or discernment? Though this may be a universal problem, it still isn't justified that a person can't have an ambition outside of the beaten path. Women in India are usually raised to be weak, and arranged marriage is a must. Arranged marriages are so overblown in India. They are treated like alliances between massive warring clans to turn the tide of entire world wars. And thus, arranged marriage is what is expected out of everyone. Because of this, people don't even have the right to choose their partner, which should be what a human is entitled to. Even in this era of abundant information and global connectivity, there are still people in India who believe that education removes a girl child of her chastity. And thus, they do not send the child to school because it will make her unable to marry. I cannot stress on the sheer ignorance of such people. They are truly the gifts of God Himself. Speaking of intelligence, why is having intelligence greater than making scrambled eggs so frowned upon in our society? Possibly to limit retaliation and moving off the beaten path. But that still does not justify the limitations that society places on everyone. These are some of the reasons which make me believe that women in India have a long way to go before any major breakthroughs are made and equality of opportunity is achieved.
Gender equality is a human right, but our world faces a persistent gap in access to opportunities and decision-making power for both women and men. Good morning. I am here to speak for the topic, the journey of women's empowerment in an independent India, which has been clearly admirable and improving since our independence. Women's empowerment in India has been gaining traction these days. With this new era of gender equality, women are no longer dwelling in prolonged silences. Those who were not vocal in the past have transformed into courageous women and have started coming out with their own inspiring stories. Now, opportunities are available to women at their fingertips. Women are empowered more in the corporate sector than before the independence. India, with a current female population of 48.4%, is on the threshold of growth, and women have a big role to play when it comes to the economy. Empowered women contribute to the health and productivity of their whole family to improve the prospects of the next generation. When a woman is healthy, she can be more productive, and if she can plan her family, she can surely plan the rest of her life. When women are empowered, the whole family is benefited, which results in the benefit of the future generation, both economically and lifestyle changes. Women must be given equal opportunities in every field, irrespective of their gender, and moreover must be given equal pay. In the past few weeks, as a show of empowering women, the Indian Army has deployed women as frontline soldiers in the LAC, Line of Actual Control, to safeguard and fight against the threat posed by China in the recent months. This action is deplorable of the Indian government as well as the Indian Army. Even today, women who are not empowered are abused and hurt, which must be stopped by empowering them and giving them a voice of their own to defend themselves. We can empower women by giving them their rights, by teaching them to raise their voice against any abuse, and by stopping child marriage customs. Every day should be a woman's day for putting an end to any sort of discrimination or abuse and achieving gender-based equality and women emancipation. Thank you.
Good day all, this is Aditi Dhanagopal. Women's empowerment is all about equipping and allowing women to make life-determining decisions to different problems in society. Women's empowerment in an independent India is truly admirable. Women have left footprints everywhere and can do anything men can do. The empowerment, autonomy, and the improvement of their political, social, economic, and health status is highly important for every woman. But let us question ourselves whether it is all over the country. The answer would be definitely no. There is a significant gap between the advancement and the actual practice in the community level. Though the development happens, on the other side, we all need to admit and accept the bitter fact that the girls and women of our motherland are deprived of even basic rights like going to school, a job, and even marrying of their choice. Women in certain societies are not even allowed to talk about sexual violence, and even in marriages, which is considered to be a sin. It is normalized, justified, and fueled by the persistent gender inequalities and attitudes of gender and sexuality. India is developed enough to make biographies of women conquering sports, women movie stars' life, and politics in every other field, but there are thousands of rape victims who are denied justice despite experiencing all the pain and mental trauma. Rape of women and even small girls have tremendously increased over the past few decades. We live in a country where we worship women, but the injustice to women has only increased all these years. We need to accept that there is a lack of awareness to those defenseless rape victims who are unable to protect themselves. There is still a great need of women empowerment in India at micro and meson level. We need to still go a long way to build a scope and outreach for girls to make their choices through better skills, capabilities, and self-esteem. Thank you.
Empowered women are powerful beyond measure and beautiful beyond description. Good morning to all my teachers and friends. I am Abhimanyu, a student of grade 10A. Women are present in all spheres of society, from being politicians to entrepreneurs. Their development from being considered a liability to become leading figures of the nation is simply astounding. The empowerment of women started even before independence. India was one of the first few countries in the world which gave suffrage to women. It was given in the 1920s in the Madras Presidency by the then elected government. The government has always aided women to help lift their status in society. Their development has been looked into as far back as the first 5-year plan. The Central Social Welfare Board was established in 1953 to spearhead the welfare measures adopted during that point of time. The subsequent 5-year plans did not slack off on the issue either. As we come down the years, there have been many policies and schemes launched to empower women and ensure their safety in society. The reservations gave a significant boost to the status of women. Women are assured a place in various institutions ranging from educational to political. There is also a lower cutoff mark for women entering educational institutions. The literacy rate of women has increased over 56.6% from 1951 to 2011. Women have equal property rights in India. To make police stations more accessible and comfortable for women, the all-women police stations have been introduced. As a testimony of development of women, we have many examples. Miss Indira Gandhi was the second longest serving Prime Minister, and Miss Jayalalitha, the ex Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, has served for 6 periods as the Chief Minister. Miss Vijayalakshmi Pandit, the first female president of the UN General Assembly, is an Indian. Dr. V. Shanta is an Indian oncologist and the chairperson of Adaya Cancer Institute. Dr. M.S. Subbulakshmi was an Indian Carnatic singer who was the first musician ever to be awarded the Bharat Ratna, the highest civilian award of India. This also shows women have excelled in all fields. It has been a long journey to give equal and unbiased opportunities to half of society. We have not yet achieved the desired destination. Nevertheless, we are significantly progressing towards the perfect society. Thank you.
Good evening. I am Balaji Manashri of grade 10. The journey of women's empowerment in an independent India has been truly admirable, but we have still not reached the epitome of our goal. The Indian film industry has a powerful role in shaping the mindsets and behaviors in India. Alongside women-centric movies about the lives of female celebrities, which are mostly sugar-coated, there are movies that also guide the perceptions of who women are. On one hand, there are Bollywood projects where women are empowered to be whatever they want. Rather than inspiring social change for women to be truly empowered, these movies further perpetuate the culture of misogyny that has shackled Indian women for years. In India, women are almost exclusively blamed by enforcers and lawmakers when they are brutally attacked, while those who should actually be blamed run free. India's steady growth cannot be fully denied too, but what we fail to realize is that women are often wrongly portrayed in various industries, further instigating the perverted minds of the other gender. Interactions between the two genders being very less at the early stage of life, there is a very high chance of the male gender being influenced by the media, which leads to a chain of events, ultimately ending in a situation where the female is considered victim and is shunned and blamed by society for the loss of their dignity. Therefore, I believe it is time for us to stand by those who have been shunned by society for something that is not their fault, rather than making more movies that simply paint a picture of a fair society than what truly is. Thank you.
Hillary Clinton was right in saying that women were the largest untapped reservoir of talent in the world. Good morning, everyone. I am Gopal Radhakrishnan of grade 9B here to speak for the topic, the journey of women's empowerment in an independent India has been truly remarkable. While Indians were fighting for freedom against the oppressive British, women were fighting for their own independence in their own household. And that was relatively achieved after India's independence. The progress of women in independent India has been truly remarkable. In every field, women are emerging as equals to men, if not superior. The main reason behind this has been the education and the spreading awareness of feminism all over the world. Before independence, women were forced to practice unfair social practices like sati and live in a male-dominated society where they had no say in anything. But today's India has seen women walk proudly with the rights they fought for. Women have made and they are making their mark in numerous fields today. 33% of the central government seats are reserved for women, and many women have emerged as prominent politicians too. When we say empower women, we immediately think of the social pictures of the empowered women. The women with white-collar jobs, celebrities, women working as government officials. What we fail to notice is that a girl going to school despite her parents' denials, a single mother raising her child, and a daily wage laborer providing for her family are no less of empowered women. Nowadays, women are also economically contributing to their families. working at par with men. This wouldn't have been possible a few decades prior, even at the society level. Women hold prominent posts to give to the community. They make their own decisions, not depending in least on men as regard to their wishes. Though there are many fields that still need to see the progress of women, we can conclude that women are better off now than they were, and that there is always a room for improvement. As days go on, women will emerge victorious in every occupation and field. It is only a matter of time. Thank you.
Thank you, worthy debaters. Well, that I, Sanjana of Grade 10, felt was an intense session of women's empowerment in India. My colleagues had put across acceptable views. Indeed, it is worth mentioning that in 1931, at the Second Roundtable Conference, Mahatma Gandhi had announced that his aim was to establish a political society in India in which women would enjoy the same rights as men. It was well argued that women are now entering into the job market in increasing numbers, and we can confidently say that they hold equal and high positions. However, let us ask ourselves an oft-repeated question. Are women really empowered? Women empowerment no doubt eradicates various problems faced by women and provides them the right track. But the question is of their safety. The safety of the women in India has become quite a major issue as the crimes against them keep increasing day by day. I am of the opinion that although women are given important positions in the government and many other organizations, we cannot assure their safety. Many of the rape cases in India lack justice. Empowerment of women is not just about women being given important positions in the government, but it is also about them being safe in our country, isn't it? Hence, I conclude by saying that the journey of the women's empowerment in India will only be successful when their safety is not compromised. Thank you and have a nice day.